Miranda Valentine, editor of the lifestyle blog Everything Sounds Better in French, and today in the kitchen we are whipping up a batch of favorite old-fashioned sugar cookies. Now, these are bound to become your new go-to recipe for sugar cookies. They make fabulous cutouts during the holidays or a regular shaped sugar cookie any time of the year. So we've got our ingredients all laid out here. We have 3 cups of all-purpose flour. We have 1 cup of granulated sugar, 1 egg, 1 egg white slightly beaten, 1 cup of unsalted butter softened, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 1½ teaspoons of baking powder, and then these colored non-parallels here. Or you could use colored sugar if you want, whatever you want to roll your cookie in to decorate. So to begin, we are going to mix together the butter, and a hand mixer is definitely, or an electric mixer is essential for this recipe. I'm gonna start by just beating this on low for about 30 seconds. We're just creaming the butter. Low to medium. Okay, we're gonna add in our sugar. And it's always a good idea to introduce the sugar slowly. Anytime you're introducing any sort of powder or sugar, flour, into a fat or a liquid that's going to absorb it, you want to do it slowly so it has a chance to absorb. You'll find it makes your life a lot easier. Great. And then next we're going to add in the egg. And finally the vanilla. Give it that yummy vanilla taste. Okay. I'm going to turn this off. I just want to give my sides a quick scrape. You always want to do that at least once just to make sure that any renegade ingredients stuck along the side get incorporated. We've got this beautiful smooth creamy mixture. We can give it one more quick little mix. Beautiful. Turn that off. We don't want to overmix it. So it's beautiful, creamy, and all combined. So let's set this to the side right now. And we are going to move on to our dry ingredients. Let's mix these together. So we've got our flour here. Let's add in the salt and that baking powder. And just give this a nice toss, just to quickly mix that all together. Whoops, that's why we're wearing an apron. Okay, great. And now we are going to introduce this into this, and as I said, we're gonna do that gradually. So I'm gonna put my mixer back on just low, whoops. And I'm gonna continue to do this until it's all completely combined and mixed. Turn that off. Okay, so what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna kind of mix this with my hand, because as you can see, it sort of got a little crumbly, which is fine. I just want it to be kind of mushed together, because the next step is just to cut this in half. So this doesn't need to be exactly precise. I'm just going to grab 1/2 here, set this other one off to the side, and just kind of mix it together. And now what I'm going to do is form this into a little log, about 12 inches long and like 1½ inches in diameter. Now, this is because I'm not doing cutout cookies. If you're doing cutout cookies, you wouldn't want to do this part. You would skip this log part and just move on to the next step. So hold on 1 second. This is only if you're doing regularly shaped cookies, not cutouts. So just form this. It's like you're a kid and we're making like a snake with Play-Doh or something. Okay. All right. Looking good. Okay. So we're going to set this over and do the same to the second batch. And once I have this one all rolled out, we'll come right back and I'll take you to the next step. Hi, okay, so we're back. I've rolled our dough into these little logs, these little round logs, and now they're ready to pop into the refrigerator. So we are going to chill them in the refrigerator, wrapped in plastic wrap, for 3 to 4 hours, or until the dough is firm enough to be sliced. Now remember earlier I said if you're doing cutout cookies, what you would have done is just put together the little dough ball and then just wrapped and refrigerated that. You wouldn't be rolling yours out into a log like we're doing. So just wrap this up tightly, both little logs, and then we're gonna pop them into the refrigerator and let it chill for 3 to 4 hours until they're ready to be sliced, and then we'll come back and we'll pop them in the oven. Okay, so I'm going to unwrap this, but I'm going to leave the plastic wrap underneath because we are about to brush this with that slightly beaten egg white, remember, that we had before. By the way, if this kind of crumbles like this, that's fine. That's just a point that you'll cut on, no problem. You can just kind of like squeeze it back together. This is a more crumbly cookie. Okay, so I have a little brush here, a little basting brush. This is what I'm gonna use. You could use your fingers if you don't have a brush, it's no problem. But it's just sort of like painting. We're just going to paint this with the egg white until the entire thing is nice and coated, because this will help give us like a nice golden brown finish, but it's also going to help our colored non-perils over there stick to the sugar cookie, because we're not going to decorate just the top. These are going to just have the sides, you'll see in a second, be all sugar cookied. It's just lovely. So I'm gonna keep doing this, getting both sides, and we'll come right back when we move on to the next step. Okay, so this is all brushed and wonderfully egg whitey. So now we are going to take the non-perils, or if you had the colored sugar, and we are going to sprinkle as many as you want. This is so fun. It's like little circus colors. It's kind of like those circus cookies. It's so fun. Okay. And then turn and roll it. Let's move this over here. Turn. And we're gonna get all the way around. Now, of course, if you were going to frost these cookies, you would skip this step. You would not be sprinkling. Beautiful. I obviously, as you can see, like lots of sprinkles happening. And let's turn it in. Okay, beautiful. So see, we've got it now. Just gonna do some extra because we will have some lost in transit. Okay, beautiful. So perfect. Adorable, adorable. And now the next step is to slice these. So I'm gonna slice them in like 1/3 of an inch little slices. I wanna make a lot of cookies here. So we're just going to slice, slice, slice. And I'm just gonna keep going. And then what we're gonna do is lay these out here. I'm gonna give them like 1 inch between on the ungreased cookie sheet. So see how this is gonna look? It's so adorable. All the sides are going to have your little non-perils on them, or your coarse colored sugar, whatever you choose to use, rather than just the top. They're just so cute and so super festive. So I'm just going to keep lining these up, and then I'm gonna pop them in the oven at 375 degrees for 6 to 7 minutes. I want the bottom to be lightly brown. So I'm gonna check on them at like 6 minutes. If they're ready, I'm gonna pull them out and we'll see how they look. Okay, so our first batch of cookies is all done. They cooked in the oven for about 6 minutes. Look at the bottom. They got nice and golden brown. I've transferred them to this wire rack so they can cool, and they're looking pretty good. We made these pretty tiny. You'll have a total of like about 60 cookies if you make them this small. You could, of course, make them a bit larger. You may have to just increase your cooking time if you do that. But there we go. It was so simple, so easy to do. Hopefully, reminiscent of your grandmother or something, because indeed these are favorite old-fashioned sugar cookies. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe. And if there's something that you want to learn how to make, send me an email at requests@mahalo.com. And don't forget to check out our other great videos.